I'm enjoying the short hair. That long hair was driving me nuts. But I got new digs. I finally fixed up the living room the way I wanted it to be fixed up. It was a challenge, but I got it done. And let me get the crayons out. I'm gonna line this with the crayons because I don't want to go and step on a different routine and have bad things happen. That wouldn't be good. So I did this sketch. I don't know if you can see it. Alright, that I gotta turn into something interesting. I kind of want a black dragon. I want an ominous dragon. I want a happy dragon. I want one that means business. So I'm gonna do it with both of these. I don't know what these are, but anyways, I do this and I have chalk. Very interesting. I do have my tarot cards in here too, in case someone has a question. I am doing that over here. I don't know about some of the other networks, but that some of them get really weirded out. TikTok is, I don't know if I could do tarot card readings over there. They kind of are, I don't know, they're really religious or really the opposite. But I'm just doing this when I put the chalk down. You could kind of, I'm making that more defined. I got two black crayons. I thought that was more gray, but it's okay. I kind of want to make it defined. I have a hill here. I'm trying to see if my other string does it to do this. I'm trying to get better. But yeah, I'm going to do this. I'll just sketch this way until I get a better camera. I'm doing this and I'm sketching out over here. I did this by hand with a pencil. And I'm just kind of redoing this to like sketch it again before I do the other. I'm going to do everything in black because it's supposed to be shaded in black. This picture I see, and it was really cool. So even the grass didn't have any green. Alright, I'm going to come down this way. I don't know, I feel it's better doing it this way because when I do the shading, all these things here come in handy because you shade this out. Alright, now I'm going to do two tiny, it looks like a little tiny pickaxe there, and then you do another pickaxe. And then I'm doing another one. Just to signify this is like when some, I mean, it's not exact science, it's art. But it is very exciting to me because I get bored. And then on certain strains of weed, I get very creative in this. I don't know what strain of weed this is that my husband got me from the dispensary, but I have been wanting to do nothing but sketch. It has made me more motivated, but I'm still afraid to use it at work. I don't know, maybe my coworkers might be happy, who knows. I'm very efficient though. That's the weird thing about it. See, I'm just making this little tree down here. Oh, hello. Do I have a question? Oh, got all my animals around me. Oh, well, thank you. Okay, you got it. Hang on. Oh, I only know English. But if it's something sad, I'm sorry. But I'm making these little trees here because I figure why not be high and draw like Bob Ross. I used to love watching him. When I was younger, he'd always go, putting in the pretty squirrels and the pretty trees. And I just do little, like, I just take them and, like, make little arrows for the trees. And it does not look like a child did this when you're done. And I'd like to do these kind of defined this way because the shading makes it look really good. I got a bunch of them. I've been doing one of these streams on Instagram, Facebook, and over here. It's been going so big. And I see your drawing. Oh well, here's the ones I did on these other ones. I want to start painting, so I'm trying to get sketches. So I did that one with my chalk because I finished this out with chalk, and then I made this rose with my chalk. All this is prepared for the chalk because I'm trying. I want to get a painting set. I made this, and this turned out kind of awful. But I'm thinking about contemporary art. But I did make this. I'm going to probably put this up. This is going to be a Halloween decoration. But these can be like for any time of year. And I guess I'm doing this because, not just because I'm high, because I'd like to do my, decorate my house. And this is kind of pretty over here. I made that one. I made this for my mother-in-law, but I don't know if she's going to like it. It's supposed to be the cross, but I don't know. It's kind of contemporary. This one I did on another, I think this one I did Instagram. I think. I don't know. I forgot which one. It could be over here. But this is supposed to be a tornado. And my water turned out really bad, so that became a rainbow, and then I got this. So I guess it could be a signifying thing of, I don't know, this the eye before the storm. Maybe it could be spiritual significance. I don't know. Who knows at this point? But it looks okay. I like to think of it as the calm after the storm, the rainbow. We're going to call that the calm after the storm. So, oh yeah, you can get a reading. I multitask. I got to be doing something to keep my mind at ease. You're up here in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, and possibly in someone's television, and it gets very intimidating. So I like to keep busy. I actually just started sketching not too long ago, like a week ago. Because one of my residents died, and he was a famous artist. So I promised him I would start doing this. Marriage reading me and ST, please. And thank you. Oh, you're still having a problem with this marriage. Okay, well, let me see. Oh, well, thank you. I actually did the sketch myself from looking at a picture, but you can. I've been telling people through Facebook and Instagram and places I've been doing this is you could do it with your kids. And that's a good thing to be able to do things with your kids that are cheap. So I've been telling them that they could take a coloring book and do the same thing I'm doing, and then take this chalk that I got that this guy that passed away gave me. And it probably would last you a year if you didn't lose them. So I'm just trying to get everybody, and it's fun as hell because I'm making all my Halloween decorations. I'm going to get some cardboard, and I'm gonna. I'm trying to get an ominous looking dragon because I want to start doing some Halloween decorations. And if I can get to be a mediocre artist, that would be okay because I might be able to do Halloween decorations sufficiently. So this is the goal because Halloween stuff is expensive, and even Christmas. Maybe I can sketch one of these Santas, or possibly get to where I have a canvas and you could paint anything. It doesn't have to be the $40 painting. When I go get an actual canvas, I'm gonna probably it's gonna have to be one I like, because if I have to pay for anything, then I'm just gonna make sure it's the one I want. And I might hold off and just paint on cardboard for a little bit and just get the little stand or something. I don't know. Or I could just paint on cardboard on my couch. I'm not sure. But I'm getting to your marriage. I'm very excited about Halloween. I don't know if you guys are getting your Halloween stuff together. I get I love it. It's a witch's holiday. All right. Your marriage situation's in full moon of Virgo, my friend. And this is my friend Karan. And that just means that you got really low self esteem because you're going through hard times. I'm picking up a lot of fighting. I'm picking up possible cheating and a lot of regret on this one. And that's a lot to forgive. All that in a nutshell. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, you would have to be one of those strong angel souls to do this, but I guess anybody can if you have enough faith. Your marriage is also surrounded by North Node and a full moon in Cancer. Oh boy. Well, your full moon in Cancer, we'll start with that one, is where it's a personal issue. Something that has been not told to you is gonna not is gonna start when everything starts unfolding more. You're gonna find out more truth, and I don't think you're gonna like it. I'm picking up. It's an ugly truth, and it's also you're surrounded by a North Node, which is doing something you normally wouldn't do. It could be stand up for yourself. I'm picking up out of that North Node. I, I mean, I'm picking up getting your self worth back. I mean, I have been there. I had a very ugly divorce. I think it went down, and they could have made a movie about my divorce. So, I hope. Oh yes, I am having a great week. I'm trying to, I guess, measure up to being a painter. So you guys are gonna see me trying to deal with these chalk things. And then eventually I'm gonna be doing this on cardboard, and then eventually I'm gonna be, when I feel that I'm a better artist, I'm gonna start playing with paints. But I'm gonna do these chalk things that are like paints that you actually have to mix colors with. Because I feel this would help me. It doesn't mean you have issues, it means the situation, someone in there does. It doesn't mean you, it's the path of the marriage. So maybe he does. I don't know. Somebody in this scenario has a low self esteem and kind of wants to get out, but he doesn't, they don't know where to go forward, or they're kind of lost. And being lost isn't a good thing. But maybe you guys can try to get yourself to get, to connect again somehow. Maybe try to do his son like a picnic or something. I would try to appeal to his sense of fun and adventure. And honestly, being autistic, I see the simple things in life. And the simple things in life that connect you are special moments. Maybe try to just do things that are special, like walk to the lake or have a picnic and just fun things. And people generally will open up and have a stronger bond when this happens. I feel the bond broke apart because there was good and bad, and sometimes it's easier to move forward with when you create better times. And I do it sometimes. I apologize to my husband and when I'm being a bitch, and I try to be nice and stuff to him back, and we try to create little special fun moments. How can I resolve? Honestly, I would just leave it. I'd leave it up to fate, and maybe just start talking to him, and just tell him how you feel, and just ask him if he really loves you, and just tell him you want an honest answer, and tell him that you don't want what you have to end. I mean, it's hard to find one person to have sex with and to have a family, much less trying to find another one on top of that. That's a lot of effort. Just try to appeal to his inner sense, I would. Maybe just say, why don't we go on a vacation with just two of us? You could do that too. You're just going to have to pretend kind of like you're dating again. I mean, that's the hardest thing about getting back together is all that. Maybe he loves you deep down. It's hard to leave when you really love somebody. Honestly, I mean, I stayed in a marriage for 12 years because I was waiting for something and it never happened. So sometimes you just gotta, and I had to tell him how I felt, because at the end of the day, you gotta wake up on that side of the bed instead of getting your own bed somewhere else. And then sometimes you can't make the past happen again. The future's the future. And everything's always changing. People's views are changing. We're changing every day. I mean, I'm way different than I was a month ago. Change is horrible. Trust me. The kids were nice and sweet, and now they're just, and then when they get adults, they become their own people, and then things change again. And people tell me life has changed. Well, I'll do one path reading to see if a rekindlement would be a good idea. Because that's what they told me when I went to therapy when I was getting a divorce, and he didn't listen to the therapist. And the counselor actually told me that it would be better to leave him. So, but the alcohol kind of killed our relationship. He was not a fun drunk. Not at all. But, I mean, we're loving beings. So, alright. If you proceed in the path of trying to see if you can work things out, you got a full moon in Cancer in that path. And that it just means a personal issue reaches resolution. That's all that means, literally, which is good. And then you got a full moon in Pisces, which just means the balance, your spiritual and your practical, because you're going to be all excited, but you got to keep yourself grounded. And then you got a full moon, which means you got to let it go. Surrender to the divine. So whatever he told you prior to that, and you reach a new agreement, you're going to have to actually accept it and not be mad about it no more. And it's really hard to do. To forgive somebody, I guess if you love them enough could be easy, but to forget about something and accept it is harder than forgiving. So I guess that's your two choices if you want to take the high road. But either or, you would find the destiny. And you will stop fighting. But, I mean, it's not terrible. You didn't get a no void moon like my other friend did that came on here. She came on, she's like, I know her actually in person, and she came on my streams, and I got a no void moon, and she thought she was going to have this great romance, and it didn't work out. I feel bad for Liz. She has lots of problems. But I'm going to try to be a good artist and see what other questions come up in between this. Because I got to try to think of how to fix my life and my painting in between time here. Pretty much. Either way, and I feel it's better to do it in a nice way, because if you end things on a nicer note, you have less chaos. Oh my god, my chocolate. Kakui. Chong.
Stop!
Yeah,
You almost knocked me over, Chong.
He's been excited.
Chong! You better relax. You get paid. I said stop. You know what? You won't listen. Come here.
Alright, folks, hang on. Technical difficulties.
Thank you.
Chong wants to jump. Yeah, you can have a reading. I'm just trying to get all my chalk out. I should probably put it in a plastic bag. I'm the most unorganized streamer on YouTube, I think. Alright, well, I got my pile of that out. But yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I know the high roads could be terrible, but sometimes it'll cause less drama in your life. I'm just putting this there. I don't even care about this shirt that much. But yeah, go ahead and put your question in. And I'll do your reading next. I'm just trying to practice this dragon mist because I suck as an artist right at this moment in my life. So I got all this practicing to do. There's a heavy gray back here. I'll do this here. Alright.
Like you just said, the motion. Ferris is having Jake, and then the two catering guys that comes in and helps prep.
Alright, hang on.
He's having Al.
Well,
Do the ordering from now on.
Tyronda and I be in a relationship.
Yes. And now after
I mean, that's kind of a broad question. I mean, everybody has relationships in life. You talk to someone that's technically in a relationship. Are we talking a sexual one? I guess is that like a love reading about this person? I think I have delay on these things. I don't know. I don't even know how to get to half of my stuff over here. I really don't. Alright, well, I'm going to start shading while I find out if you want a love reading on that. Because some people actually just have regular work relationships or something. I usually prefer the non-romantic ones. They're so complicated. A love reading? Okay. You guys are all lovers today. You're not war, you're just love. You're like progressive hippies over here. I'm all about let's draw something.
And I guess that day was super.
You guys are about your love and love songs.
Than the usual Monday. Like Tuesday.
Which is good. It's good to be around a happy bunch of people. Happy is good. It means you don't do unhappy things. That's what I've always been told. This is why I do a lot of arts and crafts. Because it's happy things. Okay, I'll just do it right over my dragon rod. It hopefully doesn't look like a 5-year-old who did this with the chalk. Anyways. Alright, your love reading on that situation is a mutual moon. And this is not, and this simply just means nothing is set in stone. And that situation is surrounded by new moon in Gemini, which is a communication key. That means you guys aren't communicating enough.
The burger buns.
And not everything's being said. Which, when you meet someone in the first couple of years, not everything is said. So that's just life, really. And you got a new moon in Leo. And it's just a confidence card. To have more confidence. I believe it will. But somebody in this situation is very build. I mean, I like to say with my therapist when I was younger was build a wall around you. Like people build up walls all the time. Somebody built up an emotional wall, and they do love and care, but they're afraid to love. And that's really the only thing I'm picking up. I'm not picking any deceit. I'm just picking up a fear of being hurt again. Maybe if you work on things where you don't think you're gonna, you can reassure that person in the situation. There could be. I'm sorry about the vulgar language over there, but I've been trying to control my bad words. Every once in a while, I guess I'm allowed to say them, but it has to be in context. So, but he's a live streamer on Twitch, and he has the biggest potty mouth there ever was. Like this is the thing, bro. Like I get along with Jason. I wouldn't honestly want to work in that kitchen with him. I would end up hurting him in that kitchen. I question. Like, okay, so now we're hearing the kitchen talk, which is why I created my studio and it's here because I can't stand all the loud work talk. Anyways, it's supposed to be ominous, so I'm going to. This one doesn't come out real dark, which is good. This chalk, because I kind of just want to get a small gray tone to this. Well, please tell me why. And I think this is green. That's okay that it's green. It's just a little hint of green. And I hope my camera's right with this. Which one's the side of fried? Which one's the basket of fried? Oh God. Well, this motherfucker made it as okay, maybe he can make good content for this stream. I just looked, I'm like, this motherfucker. But it's supposed to look kind of ominous. Because I gotta learn how to make these ominous scenes. If I don't, I'm not gonna be able to paint for one. And I'm not taking no for an answer with this. If it gets to a certain point, I can't. I'm pretty sure he would. I can't say no. I mean, I can. I know I'm not gonna be an artist, but I want to be able to make decorations and presents. I'm just looking for people to say, "Oh, that's nice," and here's your present for Christmas. This is all I'm really looking for. How about we start our own catering business? Fuck that motherfucker. Alright, on this way. And I'm like, does he not realize that is his catering guy that does all the shit that makes him money? And you really don't think they're not gonna go back and tell him? Alright. Sometimes I like the ones that are more this way because sometimes if they're like different ways, the lines get bad. But see how that's getting a little better? These shadings, they're wonderful. And they really make it look almost professional. Well, this is what Jason. And in some of the stuff I do come up with, if you put it in like, depending on what you're good at, I don't think this dragon's gonna turn out really good, but I'm just gonna try to make ominous and contemporary. I'm gonna work on faces and all that like a later date. I think that's a more advanced art type thing. So, alright, I'm just gonna make these little trees gray. Like when he found out I was thinking about getting a second job, bro. Like when he found, I didn't tell him. Someone told on me. Alright. And like the one day he's like, "Wow, come here." He's like, "No, you never need anything, my friend. You come to me, right?" I'm like, "I know." Yeah, I want this dragon to be gray and black, so I'm gonna. So this and is like black. At the one meeting we had, bro, that's when I was like, because of the meeting, bro. Like he was like, okay, I guess he's gonna be gray and green. I want y'all to be able to talk to me. And he looked at me, that's when I'm like, fuck. Someone snitched on me about saying I was gonna look for a second job. And that's why I'm with the Ferris, bro, and I was like, Ferris, look,
I said,
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna play
I'll
around
work
with
like
this
10
brown.
hours, and if I can still keep my
Let's see what this
like,
comes
if I can
up
still
with.
work 6 days.
I'm trying to get it to be like if I invest all this money in these paints.
No problem, bro.
Because to do crystal work all the time gets expensive.
I don't want to work 2 jobs. What does that tell you? As him being a business owner, he doesn't want to watch.
It's not bad.
Work 2 jobs instead in his own
I don't
work.
think this is bad for down here. Alright, what does this say? Oh! Well, you're welcome. I try to be helpful over here as I'm drawing. And doing all my little stuff that I do.
Off of like just being a business partner, I would love that so much, bro.
Alright. Here, because these trees were supposed to be like in a distance where a storm was coming. They were almost black in the distance.
That's true.
So I'm going to try to cover this up with brown like I would brown paint. And it was supposed to be like a far away image. So I'm just doing little strokes like this. I'm just coming off and just making little curly lines. See, it's shaping up now. And it's something that would be so good for kids. Oh my God, this would be wonderful for kids to do. And all these lines you did before kind of coincide with these. This is just another color that I'm putting on top. I'm just doing little straight lines out because I have the other colors in gray. So kind of, even if you can't draw very well, they have like little books where you can maybe get a sketch image. I just feel like I just want to learn how to do it all myself. I feel it would be better just to do it yourself, honestly. And now I'm just down to these little tiny cones. I'm just trying to like get a ridge going here because I have the cones in gray because this was almost like a black mist. But I feel this will prepare me. And it's nice to have a lot of practice before you waste money. And this chalk is wonderful. Oh my God, it's like the best thing that ever happened to me. It's Faber-Castell. I mean, it really is the best thing that happened in my life for a while here. Let's bring it on in here. I figure spiritual paintings would be really good in contemporary things. I know. Sometimes I just like to play around with stuff. Everything's not always about money. Sometimes it's just about relaxing and expanding your mind. If you don't expand your mind, you go crazy. I will go crazy. I kind of like that. I really do. I kind of want to make my dragon kind of like the same color as the trees. He was supposed to be like a really dark dragon and fade into the background when I seen the picture. So I'm going to do this. And then I got a white chalk that kind of makes it like fades it out. Okay. Over here. I mean, it's not the most perfect thing, but I think it's going to give me a good idea here. eyeball, I'm gonna make this color. I mean, as long as it somewhat looks like a dragon, I'll be happy. But, like I said, it's supposed to be that. I just kind of want to do a lighter color on the inside. I want him to be brown. Like that brown.
Come on,
That
Jake.
dark brown.
Stop. Caramel.
Right, I'm just going to lightly do this color here. And you can always play around with these colors. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be kind of like a different kind of color here. It almost looks Native American. That's okay. Native American look is alright. I don't know Native Americans hitting me. It does really look like a Native American painting here.
Well, you got an army, brother, so. I never know which child you're talking about. That's all I was like, that's what the kids.
Alright. Sometimes you gotta shake this stuff. I have it on this board because it gets really messy.
I am so happy I did not work yesterday. My kitchen manager got his ass wrung out by the fucking owner. Because, last week, bro, I don't know why this motherfucker decided to do this. So, bro, when you buy bread, you put it in the fridge so it lasts longer, instead of leaving it out.
Alright, this here.
This happened last week on Saturday. This motherfucker
I'm gonna do this white chalk to come in here.
Mother cooks in the morning, got the truck in.
Smooth this
Decided
out.
to put all the bread in the walk-in cooler. So it'll stay fresh.
I can always put another eye in there.
So, well, please tell me
See how it looks more painted now? This
that
way I could
motherfucker decides to go in there, move everything around, and because we have these banquets, private parties, this motherfucker decided to put the bread rack and everything back in the dry storage. Please tell me why. On Tuesday, we had 6 racks of bread that went cold.
I don't know if it's a dragon. Kind of looks Egyptian at this point. It looks like a sphinx.
He is no longer allowed to order no more.
That's the vibe I'm picking up with this, is sphinx. So I guess it is spiritual in a way. But it does remind me of the Egyptian sphinx. But see how anything could like kind of take a direction. I hope you guys can see it.
And do remind me, the owner, bro, he was out of town when this happened.
Alright, these brown tones
He got a
are
phone
going to
call
be here.
when he was on vacation out of town in Lebanon.
I guess, I don't know, I keep coming up with these spiritual themed paintings. I want to make a dragon and it looks like the Egyptian sphinx. It's not a dragon at all. This is what I talked about.
And then, I got told today by my
It's
coworker,
almost like my hand gets redirected.
Alright.
Alright. That looks
And
nice.
I saw what he meant. Bro, after we got done today,
Yeah, this definitely is not a hill, but I don't know, these kind of work for this look. And I'm going to put...
He heard the fucking string ding for the tickets. I'm like, okay, I just been out here for 5 minutes. He's been out here for 15. He'll go on.
Alright, I'm trying to...
He just looked at me, then looked at his phone, looked at him, then went back on playing his phone. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He legitimately, bro, made me go back inside and finish the 3 orders that just came up on the fucking board.
See, I don't want to put
And I'm
purple
like,
in here.
bro, I get it. You've been here since fucking 8 o'clock in the morning, but I ain't getting out of this bitch till 8 o'clock at night. And that's the only break I get, bro.
Alright, Angel. Angel. What's a chair?
I usually take between a 15 to 20, or maybe even a 30. where I'm allowed to.
Yeah, it did not turn out exactly how I wanted, but sometimes these things come online and I swear it becomes something completely different. I cannot explain it. Maybe it's the divine. Who the hell knows?
People are out to get his job. And you know what I told him today, bro? I was straight up with him. I'm like, bro, I don't want your job. What you mean, bro, man? You could be the man if you wanted it. I'm like, been there, done that. It's too much of a fucking headache. And like I told him, bro, I said, you've been here for 20-something fucking years. But the thing about what's going to bite him in the ass, bro, is yesterday when he got bitched at, right? You know what he decided to say? And this is going to bite him in the ass, bro. And he'll be lucky if he had his job if the owner hears this. He legitimately said, because previously, bro, the owner's brother owned the restaurant, Tony K. But Ferris has always owned the property in the building. So, you know, it was one of those things, their family.
Alright.
He owned it.
This is all done.
But Ferris technically owned the property.
I think this is really nice. But this is not a dragon. Not at all.
He said, I wish
this is definitely Egyptian. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not seeing dragon at all. This is what's killing me with this paintings. They're coming out halfway decent, but they're not what I expected them. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this up because I got my Egyptian Sphinx. I don't know how that happened, but I am going to let you guys go and thank you for listening, and I'm going to try to do more sketches tomorrow. So, and hopefully I get enough motivation to get over here tomorrow, and have a good day, and thank you for listening.